Hey everybody, and welcome to our Big Brother Canada Week 5 double eviction, or should we say chain of safety, or Man 1 exit interviews with Tynesha and Jess. We have so much to get to on this exit interview. We only have about 5 minutes with each, so we need to hurry. But first, let me let all of you know that wherever you're watching this, make sure that you follow, like, and subscribe. Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all of those places that you guys follow, subscribe, are great free ways to help support our shows and keep them going. Of course, so is sharing. Sharing is caring. Put it in one of those Facebook groups. Tell a family member, a friend, if you like these shows. We really, really appreciate it. Of course, you can check out all of the past 10 years of our shows over on our website, yourrealityrecaps.com. Bravo, so many amazing race. Just check it out if you're interested in any of the past shows that we've done. Of course, if you'd like to help support the shows, you can become a patron. Patrons get access to the patron-only patron group, John's cooking shows, these exit interviews early, your questions asked on them, and more. yourrealityrecaps.com/patron to join. And if any of you are interested in being a live feed updater, because we do that 24/7 also at BB Live Feeds over on Twitter, let us know that too. But now we have so much to get to. Let's just start these double eviction exit interviews. Hi Tynesha, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing great. So, we just have a few questions for you quickly from fans. We saw that you said last night on the episode you thought that your eviction was a plan from the start of the week. Why did you think that?
I had a strong feeling my spidey senses were going, and I knew that there was something that was brewing. I immediately after Herman had won the veto, I said, okay, I'm going up because I truly felt as though Jess feared me in my social game. And lo and behold, I was put up next to Moose.
Why do you think that your alliance didn't fight harder for you than to stay?
I truly feel like most of the people in my alliance, or most of the people I was working with, did a very great job at trying to campaign on my behalf. I think that Helena essentially was the one that had my game in the palm of her hands, and so I pleaded my case with her before live eviction, and I tried to convince her, and I tried to show her that I've been loyal to her from the start, with the Mandams, and I just didn't get through, unfortunately, and she went the other way.
Right. Do you feel betrayed by anybody specifically? I mean, besides
I,
Jess, I don't want to put words in your
I
mouth.
absolutely no, I do. I do feel betrayed by Jess, but more so by Helena, because Helena and I had several conversations personally, and we have similar backgrounds and similar experiences that we've shared in our families, and just like certain traumas and things like that. And I thought that we were a lot closer in my mind, I guess. So I was hurt. I would have kept her safe if she was the one on the block. And to be honest, I did say her name to Jess, but it was never in a, oh my gosh, you have to put up Helena. It was just an option thrown out there. We were 5 people that were suggested for the replacement nominee. In the end, I did say that she was, probably going to be more emotional and a lot more sad, and it maybe wouldn't have been a good idea to put her up. And so Jess took that as like, okay, well, I guess you're going to be the one going up.
Right. Is there any one thing that you wish you could have changed, or you think that would have helped if you would have changed this week?
To be honest, I don't want to go down the rabbit hole of what I could do differently. I think that if I could have tweaked something, though, it probably would have been campaigning a little bit harder. I am naturally a very nice person and a very understanding person in my real life. And I have been stepped on before in my real life for being a little bit of a pushover. I think that if I would have stood up for myself a little more, campaigned a little harder, I could have maybe convinced the house guests to, vote for me to stay. But essentially, I did not want to have a smear campaign and I did not want to bash Moose in the process. So I just tried to stay as authentically me as possible.
I love that. Okay, a last question. Is there anything that you learned about yourself coming out of this Big Brother experience that you didn't know before you started playing the game?
Absolutely. Honestly, I'm so much stronger than I ever thought, mentally, especially. It takes a toll on you being in a house with 16 other people that you don't know, secluded from the outside world, away from my daughter, away from, my dad, my friends. It definitely built a tough skin. I'm very emotional, and you probably saw on the show I cried a lot, but I wear my emotions on my sleeve. Sometimes it can be my downfall, but what I do know that is when I remain myself and when I don't stray away from who I am, I think that people really appreciate that a lot. So what I'm going to continue to do outside of the Big Brother Canada house is be myself, my fun, bubbly, lovely self, and just always show the world that no matter what obstacles that you've been through, you can succeed. And I'm just like a bomb ass mama, and that's what I want to show the world.
You were, and it was great watching you play this season, and we really appreciate you taking
Thank
some time
you.
to talk with us today. Thanks so much,
Thank you
Tynesha.
so much. I appreciate it.
Oh, well, that was fun with Tynesha, but now, oh my god, we have to move. I'm hearing that we have Jess on the line.
Hi, Eric. No big deal.
You're excited? Well, oh, yay! Thank you.
Wait, did it work?
I guess. Yay, it worked. Well, Jess, I have to say thank you first for being such a great representative for the queer community this season. We all loved watching you play this game.
Thank you. You're welcome, and thank you.
Okay, we got a lot of questions that people want to know in only a few minutes, so I want to jump right in with... were you surprised that Josh picked Betty instead of you for safety?
No, I wasn't. I know that him and Betty were very close. I know he valued me for sure, but I do think him and Betty are closer. And I think given the blowback of me putting up Tynesha and having her go was something that when you're showing your cards in front of the house, he really had to hedge his bets there. And I completely respect the decision.
Okay. Is there anybody that you thought for sure would have picked you? Were you surprised that anyone didn't pick you?
I think I had an option to have maybe Kevin, maybe Marty, maybe Helena pick me, but I also know that everyone could feel the tension and everyone was letting me take the fall for Tynesha going, which I'm fine to do that. We all had discussed it and that was the intention. However, there was just so much blowback when she left that I think people needed to, when they're showing their cards, make sure that they could position themselves well in the future. And aligning with this little social outcast wasn't good in that moment.
Who would you have picked?
Well, it depends on the line of safety, but probably either Helena or Kevin or Josh. But I do think all of them would have been selected before me anyway. So I thought like I would get the last link or nothing.
Okay. Who is your number one in the house? Who did you feel the closest to?
I do think Kevin. I know that he's a smart player though, and I hope he had his fingers in a bunch of pies like I was trying to do. But he really did discuss things with me strategically. He definitely saw me for who I was and gave me a lot of, emotional support too when it was there. So yeah, I thought he was wonderful and I still will think he's wonderful outside of this house, even if I was totally played.
So you said that you discussed it and knew that the target was being switched to Tynesha. When did that happen? And when did that happen?
So throughout the course of the week, it became clear that the siblings weren't really discussing things with me as a unit. We weren't making decisions together. They weren't like, this is the best option for us. And then they kept trying to sell me options that I think they should have optically seen, or even through proof of like Marty saving me in week 2 as an example, that like I kind of owed him one. So to even start the pitch there and then keep pitching names that definitely would have gone out and kept Moose and Herman safe made it clear to me that they had other people that were prioritized above me, and I needed to put one of a unit of 5 up there. So Betty, Summer, Tynesha, Moose, or Herman, there had to be 3 in that collective group of nominees.
Okay, so based on your last words to the house, what do you consider yourself this season, a hero or a villain?
I think people see my choices, at least in this HOH, maybe as villainous. I think the siblings are pumping up that our alliance was something more than it really was going to be. So that might be the perception of a casual fan, or some people in the house who really, really loved Tynesha and wanted to see her go far. I do feel like I was a bit of a hero for the underdogs and also for the queer community. So, a little bit of both. Sorry to give you the double answer, but a little bit of both.
Who would you have targeted if you stayed?
I think we know the answer, but Herman and Moose, who have been saying my name for a month straight and lying to my face about it. So that's what it is. If you're going to say my name for 30 days, I have to say your name when I get the chance.
Right. Who do you think is playing the best game right now?
I think both Josh and Summer are playing the best game. They are very well connected. I think they have many paths they can take. And I think they're both there to win. I think they're very, very strong players. And I think they will cut anyone at any moment if it benefits them, which is kind of what you have to do in a game of manipulation.
If you could pick your dream final 2, obviously besides yourself, who do you see being in those final 2 chairs?
For me to win, or just because of I want it to be that way?
Just because you want it to be that way.
Oh, Kevin, 100 miles a minute. Yeah, we'll see the heart there. That would be a lot of fun. And I mean, maybe there would have been a John and Netta moment at the end. I'm not sure. Depends who would have been third. But I think that would have been really cute to have the total awkward weirdos sitting in those last 2 chairs.
I love it. And final question, is there anything that you learned about yourself coming out of this Big Brother experience that you didn't know about yourself before you started?
I think I knew this about myself, but I've never had to prove it in such an intense way. But I am very self-reliant. I am very resilient. I will fight for myself if my back's against the wall. And there was proof all over the place through this house that I did that. I would have never given up. I would have loved to still be there fighting, even though I knew the odds were stacked against me since day 2. But yeah, I think just, my perseverance and my ability to rely on myself. And I hope others discover that too. It's a game of self, even when you have to be playing as a group. So.
Well, we thank you for everything that you did this season. We know that you're a super fan. We can't wait to see you out here in the real world giving us, your takes on Big Brother. And we can't wait to see what's next for you.
Thanks, Eric. You are wonderful. All the coverage you do is amazing, and such a pleasure to talk to you and even have you know who the heck I am. So,
please.
Rock on, my friend.
Thank you so much. We'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye, gorgeous.
Bye-bye. Well, that about wraps up our exit interviews for this double eviction. We hope that you guys enjoyed them. Again, if you did, consider thumbs up, hitting that bell, and subscribing here on YouTube or wherever you guys watch our content, see our shows and promotions, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all of those places. It's so important that you follow, like, subscribe, and of course, share. Let people know you are our best resource for keeping our shows going. So tell a family member, a friend, put it in a place you think somebody would like it. Of course, if you want to see the past 10 years of our shows, you can check them all out over on yourrealityrecaps.com. gmail.com. John and I will be live covering this season for the rest of the season, of course. I am also live every single night over on YouNow, talking about what's happening on the live feeds, my life. I'm always gaming on Twitch every single night as well, so if you guys are interested in that, come and check out our other live shows too. But until our next one, we'll see you guys all then. Bye for now, everybody. Bye, friends.